Okay. Method Man had done an interview a while back, and he rehashed a situation where he bumped into Suge and Tupac at the House of Blues, and it was after one of his I think it was Rizza got into a situation at Club 662. Do you know about that? Can you speak on what happened?
Well, I don't remember the House of Blues situation, but I'm sure I was there. If Tupac and Suge was there, I was there. Trust me, they ain't been at the House of Blues without me. Especially both of them. Well, definitely Suge. Tupac might have been, but not Suge. But I don't even ever remember Tupac going to House of Blues uh, without me and Suge either coming or was on our way to there. Um, what happened at Club 662 is RZA was in the VIP area. We had a little VIP area room. You know, when you get alcohol around, niggas start tripping and stuff. And he got a little mouthy with, I think it was my niggas from OFTB, as I remember. But it was some of the power rules of blood affiliated dudes. And RZA got his ass he got his ass whooped in there. Where they ended up snatching his chain while they were whooping his ass, right? And he's outnumbered. No disrespect to the Wu-Tang guys. The same thing would happen to us if we was on the East Coast in one of their clubs, I'm sure. But I got RZA out of there and took him through him and gave him to the police who was working the door. I remember dragging him in, but the whole time he hollering, they got my chain, man, they got my chain. And so Suge asked me, what happened, man? Well, I didn't really know. I knew it was somebody talking about it. And then Pac was like, man, that's RZA. They just whooped on it. RZA, I'm like, he ain't coming back in here, Because I'm one of those to believe. You get in a fight with dudes in the club, one got to stay, one got to go. They both can't go in the parking lot at the same time because it's just going to continue there. But I usually tell the person inside, you better get out of here the first chance you get because that nigga going to be sitting in the parking lot waiting on you. But that's just my philosophy on security at a club. Even when we used to get into it, I'd be like, all right, shit, we got to go. We got to stay in here for a while because it's going to be on. So anyway, RZA kept complaining he didn't go to jail. I think Vegas PD got him away from there. Somebody got word to Pac and Suge that, hey, man, about his chain. And they had already knew about it. Pac and Suge had already recovered it. And they got it back to RZA. They even told him, hey, if you want a fair one, so this problem won't continue because we cool with y'all Wu-Tang dudes and we got love for y'all. If you want a fair one, a head up, a score, y'all can have it. We'll arrange it. But RZA was like, no, I just want my chain back and I'm good. Got his chain back, went on. So this recent interview that Method Man did about Pac and Suge looking at him weird and all of that, they didn't know. People on the East Coast was out there talking. Everybody took offense because Pac spoke on it like he was mad at the whole East Coast and not just, and that's why it hit him up. He had to clarify, and that's why I thought he did a good job of telling who he had a problem with in the song. They're trying to let him know, and that was because a dude named Big D and Eric B was telling him, Pac, and mainly Eric B and Hammer, MC Hammer, was Pac, if you ain't got a problem with the whole East Coast, you need to, call names, tell who you got a problem with, because we can't take on the whole East Coast. That just ain't smart. That ain't good business. And so that's why Pac, started and tried to do the Death Row East and the One Nation album. And in the song Hit 'Em Up, he, named the people that he had a problem with and then added and anybody with a motherfucking opinion. And so I'm saying all that to say, who knows what Pac knew until guys reached out to him and said, hey, man, I ain't getting into that. We're not in that war. As Method Man said, his position was in that particular interview that Puffy tried to make it seem like I was with him, like I was taking their side. And shit, I wasn't getting in the car with Puff. I wasn't letting it be known, especially being on the West Coast. I'm sure that's what he really wants to say. Letting them know that I'm riding with Puff and his guys or the East Coast in that war. No, I'm not in there. But I'm not saying Method Man not street savvy because he is. He's from a projects. So if he felt that that way that he was about to get robbed, they were about to rob him, then how can I take what a man feels, especially a man that's, street savvy? But I never heard that. And I don't believe they were tripping on Method Man like that. Because if so, even though we know how that song was originated with Das and Method Man and Redman for Pac, if Pac had a problem with them, no way in the world would they benefited or would have been on that song if Pac really felt that way. Because let's keep it real. Did that song really bring, or their verse bring any or a lot of value to All Eyes on Me? It was a great song, but it wouldn't have made or break the album. Keeping it real. I know y'all be like, oh, that was my favorite song. Now that's everybody's favorite song. Okay. But let me say this about Method Man. Love his career. Love what he doing. I love how he playing a part on my Power series. 50 done made that boy a household name. Even though he was with this lady, Method Man had this production company, Susan, I forget her name, white chick from out here. And she had been trying to help him a lot with getting his acting and his movie career going, or his acting career going. But I think Method Man did it now. He's more of a businessman, older man, and after he's done with the Power series, he's gonna get some good movies. So shout out to Method Man. I don't believe they were trying to rob you though, bro.